Good morning, Huft Heroes. This is Eduardo, your electrician here at Huft Home Services. Today we're going to do an in-depth tutorial on how to replace your bathroom exhaust fan. These are some of the tools you'll need for the exhaust fan project. You have your drill here with a Phillips tip. You have your Phillips tip screwdriver. You have a pencil here. You have right here is your voltage tester, so it beeps whenever you get voltage. You have a level here, and then you have your knife, a pry bar, and then your hacksaw for the drywall. So we're going to start off by taking off the cover. It should have a couple little metal brackets that you squeeze in. So you just got to squeeze them down and pull them down. As a lot of dust collected over time, it's ready to be replaced. And all the dust and over time accumulated here in the motor. So this one here is starting to make louder noises. It's not working at full function, so that's why we're replacing it. So you're gonna disconnect here, good. We're gonna test for power, and we are off. Start off by disconnecting this wire here, which is just like a little plug for the motor. Some of them have them, some of them don't. So we're gonna start taking off this motor here. So sometimes you gotta pry it a little bit, and it'll come right off, just like that. And you can see the mountain build up on it. Then you should have the electrical here. A couple wire nuts after you make sure the power is off. Take the wire nuts off. And take the wire out. Okay. After we disconnected the duct and removed a couple screws up there, we're gonna remove the fan. Pry it a little bit here. Just move it a little bit. That way we can get a little bit loose. Just like that. And I already did it on the other side. And you're gonna push it up. And it should just come right off. So now that we removed it, we're gonna go get the other one, and it should have a template. We're gonna put the template, draw around it, and then cut it out. So after you take it out of the box, this is your template. So this is if you have to open up the hole a little bit bigger. Sometimes the older exhaust fans are smaller, so this one's gonna be a little bit bigger, so we'll be able to cut it open. Or if you don't have one existing, this will be your template to cut out the square. This here is your cover. This one is a combo with the light. So you'll have your manual here. This is the light here, LED, and this is your connection. And I'll show you guys how to install that. And this is your exhaust fan here. It's a pretty bigger one. It's really quiet. It's Panasonic. Same thing, just the housing, and it has for its vent over here, and this is where you connect your electrical. So with the template, you just take this pieces off. You don't need none of this. And it should look just like that. Put a little bit of instructions here as well, so you guys can follow that. Depending how you guys are doing it, are you guys cutting from up top through the attic, or from the bottom, you could always put a couple pieces of tape. That way it holds it, and then mark it out. So you want to line it up, not too close, because this does a little bit to the side. So when you push it up, it's going to get crammed in there. So you go a little bit off that 2x4. So you can grab just a pencil, just go right over everything. Then you can take off the template, grab a level, slide it up. Before cutting your drywall, you want to make sure you have a mask and your glasses so you don't get any dust into your eyes and you don't get any of that dust into your lungs. Here we have a drywall saw, so you can use this and just cut around all the line that you mark with your pencil. Just follow that with your handsaw. Just like that. To make your installation a little bit easier, you're gonna be able to take off this whole motor here, and I'll show you guys how to do that. There's a little clip here. You just press on it, and it should come right off, just like that. You'll have two screws. This screw here, and there's one right over here. You remove those two screws, and you should be able to pull this motor right out. So there's a little wiggle, but it comes right off, just like that. And then you set it to the side, just to make sure it doesn't get damaged or anything. Put it to the side. And so you won't lose your screw. What I usually do, I'll put it right back on this bracket here. So that way, when I need them, they're in place. So this is where your duct connects. This is where your electrical connects as well. So in order to fit it from the bottom, we're gonna take it off. So first you start off with this screw here. It comes right off. Just make sure you don't lose that screw. You're gonna need it. So it should just slide right off. So you're gonna grab the section that has the ductwork and where the electrical goes at. You're gonna slide it over. You wanna face your ducting away from the studs. If you put it towards the stud, you won't be able to connect your duct, so always put it down the bay. So once you have this here in place, you're gonna slide this housing in there. Just like that. And there was that little screw we took off. We're gonna put that little screw right back on, so that way it can hold the housing, everything all together. So you're gonna have your drill and get some wood screws. This length should be good, it's about 1.5 inches, and just your impact drill. So you have a 2x4 here, and then another one over here. All right, so now it should be nice and tight, nice and secure. Those screws that we put back on those brackets, we're gonna take them off because we're gonna slide the motor back in. Now we're gonna grab the motor and you're gonna line it up. This is where it exits, and it should slide right in. One screw there. Grab the other one, install it on the other side. And then you're gonna grab your light here, and there's a little clip here. You should be able to see it on the right side. It has the same little thing, so you can match it. And they also mark it with green. See green here, green marker. There's a little green spot right there. And then it just goes in, clips on right there. So right here you have your settings for your CFM. It ranges here from 50 to 120, depending what you want to set it at. Usually we put it at the highest, so that way when it's running, it takes it, make sure it takes everything out. And then you have a timer here. It's set for 5 to up to an hour here. You set it to that, just in case you're afraid to turn off, it'll shut off in those 20 minutes. To reset it, you just turn on and off the switch, and it'll turn right back on. So we're gonna have it here set at 20 minutes. So now we have the cover with the light combo. Same thing, just like the one we removed, has little metal clips, so that way we can hang it on. First off, you want to plug it in. Same thing, has a clip on the right side, just like that. So with the clips, you'll slide one right in there, just like that. And then the other one right there. So now it's holding it, and then you're just gonna push up, and there you go. All right, so we're gonna take off the screw there, and that cover comes right off, and that is your electrical there. This one has several different options, but the option we're using is just the exhaust and the light. The other options are, if you ever want a night light, then you run a separate switch leg for that. But here we have an existing just one switch leg that's going to be controlling the light and the fan at the same time. The rest of the wires you can just cap off with the wire nut. So you're going to strip the wire back, just like that there. Now we're gonna connect these wires. So we already determined the power is off. So we're gonna start off with the ground wire, put the wire right over it, and give it a little tug, just to make sure it's not gonna come off. Then we're gonna start with our white wires. So all your white wires are gonna be put together. Since these are stranded, you wanna kind of pre-twist them together first when you're going to solid. That way it's a tighter connection. The power coming in is solid, and then the power from the actual exhaust fan is stranded. So when you pre-twist them, it makes a tighter connection. So the black wires, you're gonna strip those as well, and so they are stranded. So give it a little twist. Same thing, give it a little tug, make sure it doesn't come out. So now you have your black wires, you have your white wires, and your ground wires. The rest of the wires, you have 2 red, 2 blue. So just for like separate options, that just in case you want to add on to the fan. We don't need those now, so we're gonna cap them off. So you're gonna tuck those wires back in there, place that cover right back on, and that same screw we took off, we're gonna place it right back in there. Cover from the old exhaust fan, cut that right off. Just like that. We're gonna grab that foil tape and we're gonna wrap it around nice and clean all the way around. Just want to make sure it's nice and sealed all around the vent. That way the air doesn't escape and it just goes right through the duct. So now that we installed it, everything the duct's installed, we're gonna test it. Power's back on, and there you have it. All right, so the exhaust fan is completed. It is now on, the light's on, the exhaust fan is on, real quiet, because it is the Panasonic quiet, so you can't hear it. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you guys need help in any additional electrical work, go ahead and write a comment or send us a message, and we'll be able to make a video for that.